Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the 2024 Nantucket coverage. This is the feature card back nine. We got a great one for you. We have Casey White with a -8 and in the lead against Harvey Chance, who's in the booth with us at -7. Between the two of them, they have -15 on the front nine. What a killer start to the Nantucket Open. Harry, how do you feel about that one?
It's awesome. Nantucket Open is officially back, and we have another exciting nine of disc golf. Back nine is certainly a little tougher. We have all 4 holes that averaged over par today on the back nine. Would be surprising if we saw another 8 or 7 down from the likes of me or Casey. So, a bit more danger. We'll have to see. Maybe we get some bogeys. Maybe we get some big putts. Tune in for some exciting golf.
Well, you guys shredded the front nine, and don't forget we also have Matt Bell, who was there, who shot a -4, and then Paul Krans was -5. Paul Krans had that eagle putt on hole 5, which really propelled him after a pretty slow start in the middle.
That was a Lux Method pretty beat up one. It's my hyzer flip to straight guy, and this was one of the holes that averaged over par. So very difficult and specific hole in regards to the rest of the course. Forehand plays really well here, but you really just want to get to that corner. Straight backhand works just as good.
After 3 holes in a row that averaged almost 0.5 under par, this is a doozy, and the landing spot is pivotal here. You're not in a great spot. What are you thinking? Just trying to get around as far as you can? Well, you're going roller, okay.
Yeah, I opted to get a little bit more aggressive there. Tried to go with the roller, and I didn't actually roll my roller disc. I rolled my flippy FD to try to kind of throw more of a cut roller. Not too much danger once you get close to the basket. So just trying to forward advance there, and honestly pretty happy with that shot.
Yeah, circle 3-ish, and from where you were, that was really, really good, and I'm glad that you got away with it, even though it wasn't your essence. And here you are with your tactic through the bush on the left-hand side. What, about 100 feet, you would say?
Yeah, about 100, 120.
No, get in. Oh! Wow. What a special moment there. That's 2 for you on GMT. Go check out the Sunstein Open from this year. He had another one very similar. This one is way cooler, though.
Yeah, that's right. I was just thinking about that. Throwing at the Sunstein Open, but a little flex forehand here with the soft tactic. And as soon as I peeked over the corner, I just knew it was headed straight in. Pretty awesome way to grab another birdie and keep the birdie streak going. I believe I'm at 5 now.
Here I was thinking that you were going to have a tough time just saving par, and you just made me eat my words with an amazing birdie. That was really cool. And gaining 1.05 strokes on the field. Wow. 60% parred it.
Yeah, and only birdie on the card right there as well. So we'll be taking the box here going to hole 11.
Good for you, man. That's got to pump you up.
Oh my God. That's a lot of hyzer out of it, man.
Well, moving on to hole 11. Get around that corner, almost similar to the other hole where you have to get around a corner. Obviously not as tight. This is way more open, so it gives players a choice on how they want to get through there.
Right. Yeah, forehand's definitely the best play here. It's kind of similar to some of those holes in the front nine where you do got to get it right, but you do have to get it straight moving for a while.
You can see Paul's going through the signal again, and he might be just a little too left, doesn't really get out of it. I think the forehand is the best play for this particular hole.
Tail one kept down too.
You got you about the commander?
a little bit inside and tried to advance a good bit and ended up catching that tree and kicking backwards about 50 feet.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I thought that play was going to be kind of a safe play. Didn't end up working out.
It's funny how that happens sometimes, but you still have a chance to save your par. A lot of people are going to be choosing this hyzer play rather than trying to go up the middle because it's very tight and there's not much to work with. This is one of the strangest holes. I feel like they could have chopped a few more trees, but I like the fact that it's not that open because it also played as the second most difficult hole on the course.
Yeah, there are a lot of trees.
You suck.
So I decided to opt for the spike hyzer.
Beautiful play.
Yeah, tried to hit the tree right next to the basket, but ended up just missing the top limbs. And surprisingly, well, the trees didn't hit anything. So I'm going to be a little bit deep in the woods.
Paul, you can see a little frustrated. That was for his birdie, I believe. And here's Matt Bell scrambling to save his par.
Yeah, aren't too many bonus birdie holes out on Nantucket, but this is certainly one of them. Only 2 birdies on the round for round 1, which is surprising, but also not really. Tough 2-shot hole here.
Putt by you there. You take a bogey? Is that what I'm seeing?
I do, yeah. After that second shot went back and my hyzer into the woods, missed that 50-footer. Going to be taking a bogey. Tough hole here. Good scoring separation. And doesn't get any easier.
But what a roller coaster for you. You've had 2 pars so far. Everything else has been birdie or bogey. It's crazy.
Yeah, we like to call that Ricky Golf.
Ricky Bobby Golf or Ricky Wysocki Golf?
Wysocki, he's known for not taking many pars. Sometimes it's a great thing. Other times, not so much.
Hole 12 is definitely the head scratcher of the group. This actually somehow averaged a little easier than hole 11, which I'm really surprised because in the past this has averaged way more difficult. Maybe people are just starting to figure it out some more, which the secret is just stay in the middle. I think Casey is going to be way to the left there, and he's going to have a very difficult par save from there.
Right, yeah, I think the shorter distance helps, it only being 444. Versus the other hole, you still have to kind of execute that initial tee shot in order to get to the landing zone around the corner. If you're short of that corner, it can be really tough to get a par from there. But, yeah, this shot, very specific shot shape. A lot of players, especially righties, going to be going with a flex backhand. And taking my AMD5 there, looking for that line.
Were you trying to go right at that tree?
I'm just coming straight out.
I believe so, but really with me as not really being a flex backhand player, I'm more concerned with that initial gap and making sure I hit that smooth. But I think probably in my mind I was lining up to get more of a swooping S line and really go far right and far left. But that one ended up pretty much going dead straight. So happy with the result for sure.
Yeah, I was just curious because it's interesting that you're admitting that you're not the strongest flex player. Is that something that you think you'll need to work on tour next year, going into the tour card and everything?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think my flex backhand was one of the things that honestly improved the most this year. I used to rely on the hyzer release for everything. So
speaking of hyzer release, look at that. Beautiful shot there, Harry.
This is one of the ones I wish we had a catch cam for because this is honestly probably my favorite shot of the round. Just a little snappy release with my glow FD there, and
good call.
Putting it just deep of the circle, just deep of the basket rather.
Yeah, the standstill glow FD. I like that. Paul's getting in a little bit of trouble there. This is not an easy hole, folks. Harry, you made it look too easy getting through up there in just 2 shots. And Matt Bell taking his Penrose signature putter. It's kind of going to be a tough spot. We'll see if he's able to save the putt from there. All right, you're about circle 1, 30 feet. Bang. Good putt, Harry. Way to get that birdie on.
Yeah, this was definitely a great feeling one to birdie. And right after that turkey alley, really, you start to think the course is easy. And then all of a sudden you've got 10, 11, and 12, 3 of the 4 hardest holes. And it can really be a gut check for the rest of your round.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a reality check. You could be playing the best rounds of your life until you get to that little stretch right there. Hole 13. Harry, what are you doing? What happened there?
Yeah, tough to tell. Honestly, I've had really good success on this hole. I would say in the past, but I guess just last year and with the skins match. I feel really comfortable just hitting this power hyzer line, and for some reason just pulled it a little bit and going to be in the spot nobody wants to be.
This opens up really nice once you beat those initial sort of field goal trees. It's a cool par 4. It's only 526 feet. You're averaging 3.88, so players are definitely getting this one as long as they get through that initial gap. And Casey's out there. Beautiful shot by him.
There we go. All right, coming out.
Oh, wow. This is really thick in there. Wow.
Yeah, just like the rest of the Nantucket rough. That reaction says it all. Trying to throw that forehand hyzer to get back out through the middle. And, of course, you get through the initial stuff. And then that one tree just guarding the fairway back, unfortunately made contact with it. So, going to be scrambling now for a par on, honestly, a hole that feels like should be a must-get after playing those 3.
Come on, be the one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was debating whether or not to get in the thick there with you, and obviously we want to give the viewers an eye what you're seeing, and my goodness, you did not have much.
No, I opted for the spike hyzer with my PD2. I actually was only probably 300 feet from the basket from that spot there, and hard to tell from the camera, but tried to throw the wide hyzer, and the tree that I'm under right now, I made contact with the top hyzering through, so a little unlucky there to make contact with that, and gonna be putting for a bogey after not the hole I was looking for.
Wow. Matt Bell with a beautiful putt there.
Yeah, he makes these just look casual, man. I mean,
so much rhythm
just
too.
Talked right over it because that's just Matt Bell. It's what he does, and that putt just looks the same every time. So signature. Yeah, putt like Matt Bell. That's some good advice for you.
He has so much rhythm to it. Wobble free too, which is insane because you watch a lot of good putters and they have a little bit of wobble, and he has 0 wobble. All right, Casey, let's see if he can get a birdie here. He really needs it to catch up to you. Meanwhile, you're going to be looking for bogey, so there's a little bit of a swing here. You have not looked at scores, so I bet you're not even aware that you're battling Casey at the moment, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a feel thing. I definitely know that me and Casey had a little bit of a stronger front 9 than both Paul and Matt, but, no matter what it comes down to, I know Casey's the defending champion. I know he's got that tour pedigree, so wasn't looking at scores. I rarely do for a round 1, but, you kind of feel it.
You call it tour pedigree. Is it tour swag, though?
If anyone's got it, it's him.
definitely. He rolled out in the Tesla. If you watch that skins match, that was quite funny. All right, hole 14. It's a shorty, but it gives a lot of people trouble. 238 feet, averaging 2.8. You would think it would average a lot easier, being so short.
Yep, we had to include one little touchy New England hole here. Little 240-foot hyzer.
What are you going with?
My soft tactic.
Now, is it the extra soft tactic or just the soft tactic? I know there's a difference.
Yeah, that one's just the standard soft. So
Okay.
not the super taco one, but just a little bit of grip and give.
And how does that compare to the drop?
Yeah, so it being in base plastic, it definitely beats up a little bit quicker. That one is especially, and a lot of them do kind of beat into a little bit of a puddle top. So I would say they're a little bit straighter. They have a different type of flight, a bit less direct than a drop, which kind of will have that one angle the whole time. I use my tactic for kind of a planned flip up, whether it be on the backhand or the forehand to get that initial flip, but always get that consistent fade.
Wow, you're making it sound fun to throw. I'm actually really excited to throw the C-line tactic. I've never really thrown one, and I got one in the mystery box, so it's cool. And you got the towel on your shoulders, putting for the circle, one putt, easy as it gets.
Yeah, and you see that CTP marker right at the base of hole 14. That's because we had an ace. We got Gregory Peterson with the
Shout
ace
out.
on hole 14. Pretty special.
That is pretty special. He won $300 there. And hole 15, a lot of people are going to be choosing this right-hand side. It's opened up over the years. Kind of a long-standing hyzer fade at the end. You can see that the basket right there to the right-hand side. It's a pretty cool hole. It can present trouble if you don't get past these initial trees.
Yeah, I do wish that this right side was a little bit more protected. It would have more of that designed to fairway feel, but I think most players in tournament are going to be looking for this right side.
Wow, what a smash by Matt Bell there. He did not take his hurricane. He wanted a little more stability. So guess what he threw there?
Maybe something made by our favorite company?
Yeah, that was a DD3, folks. Pretty cool that ThoughtSpace allows him to throw that. Shout out to ThoughtSpace Athletics. Casey's going to be up there. Let's see what Paul's throwing. Is that the fireball again?
Yep, that's the same one. Really leaning on it for these power nose down skip shots. And here we go. Paul Krans forehand.
First one we've seen in 2 months, folks. Let's see how he executes it. We did not see one through the skins match, and he does it very well.
That's the least hurt forehand I've thrown in a while.
And that's a birdie, folks, I think. That's pretty close.
We've seen Casey execute this exact shot all round. Standstill hyzer forehand once again. Lawn darts looking very dialed.
Yeah, he's owning that forehand. This averaged 3.93, so a little more difficult than the previous 2 holes, but 50% mostly pars. Yeah, great birdie by Paul there.
Hey. Make sure your mom sees the putt. Yeah.
Shout out to Mom. Love it.
Yeah, Paul getting on the board for the back 9. And unless this wobbly basket gets in the way, we are looking at a star frame for the first time this round.
Yeah, we had a few on the...
That's right, we had a star frame on 9.
Yeah, I thought might have even
least.
had one on 3 or 4. I can't remember, but But it's been a while on the back nine. We haven't had really much. The back nine is much tougher than the front nine. You were absolutely right. Do you think about that stuff while you're playing?
Yeah, I think it depends on the course. Depends on the round. I mean, in this video, we kind of separate between front and back nine, but... Oh, we got a little guest.
Yeah, you're always getting razzed by animals, man. What is
there he
up with
is.
that?
Baby.
I got the chicken on B-roll yesterday.
You're one with nature, Harry. What are you throwing there? That was pretty good. I'm assuming that was a D3, just didn't hyzer out enough.
Yeah, that white Cloudbreaker 3. Pretty happy with that. It's going to be on the edge, so shouldn't be too much of a struggle from there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it got out of the woods there. That was pretty close. And Matt Bell putting a rope on this, folks. I've only seen a few folks get past those tree lines. One of them was Calvin Heimberg, who eagled the hole, but dang, that was nice with this DD3, Matt Bell. Oh, I feel like Casey threw that a DD3 as well. He's right on the edge there. And Paul Krans, I'm not sure what this is.
Yeah, he's going with the roller here. He did it really well in the skins match, but yeah, I just don't see it as the best play for him on this hole. But he's going to be pitching out and seeing if he can get up and down for a par.
Just playing for par, which is totally fine. Paul getting in some weird action there. He did say he got a little bit of an injury. I think it was right around this hole. I can't remember, but he said he was tweaking something. We were just making sure that he was going to be able to finish the round.
Yeah, you can kind of see in the rollers that he's been throwing, his timing with his brace leg is a little bit different than his normal throw. I think he just was kind of putting a little bit too much weight on, I think, already a little bit of an injured leg, and causing some problems, but he's going to finish out and hopefully regroup for round two.
Well, as a TD, it's like I get a little worried about that stuff for sure, because you worried about players, and that was just, that's nonsense. I don't know what that is other than nonsense. That was a really good putt, Casey.
Yeah,
I mean, 2 times that's happened to him, back-to-back years. He had that nasty spit out on hole 9 last year. Do you remember that one?
I do, yeah. And these baskets sometimes catch great and sometimes just give an evil spit out, and not really much he could do from there. That was just the perfect putt.
It really was, Casey. Don't get too frustrated about that. You're still a great putter, and Harry's only got 2 strokes on you now. Could have been 1, but it is 2. And I see you making that smirk, Harry, a little bit. All right, hole 17, 303. This is like a very picture perfect shot of hole 2. Very similar type of line, little lower. Throwing the MD5, I'm assuming.
That's right, yeah. Similar to hole 2, just a little bit more straightness and pop. You need to get it out flat, but yeah, should be in the circle. Stoked with that shot.
Yeah, that was a great shot. And do you like this hole?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I do wish that the forehand line was a little bit more open, or maybe even this line down the center. Maybe some of those, if this course was professionally maintained, maybe you'd have some of those limbs in the center cut down, because I believe, Houck was trying to design kind of a trio of fairways. You either go straight, hyzer, or forehand.
Absolutely.
But, with most of our players beating righty backhand and the hyzer line being the most open, you're going to see most players go that way.
Yep. And this average 3rd easiest hole of the day. Casey White with a beautiful circle 2 putt. No jump putt needed. He is not going to be affected by that new rule that the PDGA is putting out there. How do you feel about that, Harry?
Yeah, who knows what will be with that? But I mean, great putt from Casey after the pretty bad spit out. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's a great change for a couple of reasons. We see Matt missing there. I mean, first off, regulating 20 meters is going to be pretty tough if you don't have circle markers. And even if you do, I mean, look on this hole, right? If you were off in the woods, how is a TD even going to mark 20 meters on that?
Right,
And
right, good point.
if they don't, how are you going to walk that off? I mean, you know, 15 meters in, you got thick woods. That will be tough. And, you know, plus the main reason people want to move back the circle is the PGA even said about foot faults, but you're going to have the same foot faults from people from 66 feet anyway. So,
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know,
yeah.
I don't really think that the rule change is going to help the issues that they're trying to solve. I would prefer it was more of a adjustment to what you can do after a putt.
I feel like there's times when you're going to need it to be like a situation versus not. Like if you're in the woods, like how is that, like you said, like how are you going to count that off seriously? But I don't know. It's not my favorite rule change. I don't think it's necessary. We'll see what happens next year. Hole 18, toughest hole of the day, always the toughest. It's averaging 5.38. And it's a doozy. It's a par 5. It's very technical. You have to get straight enough and in a really good spot. I don't know. What are you aiming for when you play this hole?
Yeah, pretty much right down Broadway. Paul shows us a really good example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great little just flip to flat hyzer shot.
Oh, you need a little more turn, Harry, right? Oh, no, you're good. I think you're okay. Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah, going with the Nordic Phenom PD right there, and a little bit seasoned in, able to hold that turn the whole way.
That was a really good shot, very well executed, and I'm able to trust that hole to not get into that wood line because we've all seen it in there. It's brutal. Beautiful forehand by Matt Bell. That just shows you that he has everything from a backhand, the putt, and the forehand.
Casey going with his favorite run of Horizon DD1 right there and doing it very well. That forehand once again showing off for him.
Is that Horizon run a little more stable or?
Yeah, so that Horizon run is a new run from this year and is more stable than the Stratosphere.
Wow. Okay.
You know, not by a crazy amount, but some of those initial Stratosphere DD1s came out a little on the flippier side, and those ones just have a little bit more stability. And he's been loving them for max distance shots.
You can see the gallery watching on hole 18 right next to the fairway. Such a cool ending to a tournament or a round. And then this year, since the weather was so nice, we got a catered lunch for everybody out there. It was just a great time. Thank you to Nantucket Disc Golf, Todd Rainwater, and everybody involved there.
Yeah, very well played hole there from Casey White.
Oh, whoa. That's the second one we've seen in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, yikes. That was an interesting putt and is actually going to cost Matt a spot on our lead card.
Wow.
For round 2, which is unfortunate for him.
Very unfortunate. We would love to see him on lead card, but we have a really good one planned. You're back on it, Harry. We got Casey White, who's minus 11. You're minus 12. What an unbelievable round. I think it was like 1050 rated. We have Marky Chap, who, you know, you guys are friends from the Disc Golf 978 team. And then Stevie Fritsch, who has never been on the channel, but he can throw really far. We're excited to see him on the channel. What did you think about that front nine? Well done. Great shooting there, Harry.
Yeah, great to relive Nantucket, obviously being December now. Wish we could go back to October and be on the beautiful island getaway. And hey, I've been telling all the pros that I know, we're taking Nantucket back. You know, it used to be a really big thing, and we used to see all the tour guys come out for it. And as the tours progress, seeing less and less top names every year. So encourage you to make Nantucket a priority this upcoming year. We got the Raz round back. We got Nantucket skins. We got Graves Media Team throwing down for all of us. And I'm telling you, don't want to miss it coming forward. So 2025 Nantucket, put that on your list.
Boom. It'll most likely be the same weekend, October 1st weekend. And like you said, we got the Raz round. We also got the lead card coming out. So much awesome content. Harry, thank you for being here. We wish you luck on your tour next year. And we can't wait to share a surprise with you very soon, with you all very soon in the next month.
Looking forward for more information on that. And yes, come back for round 2. If you want the greatest, we've got it. GMT signing off.